Welcome to another episode of Voices of an Author with V. Waring. We welcome you again on tonight. This segment, we are featuring international bestseller Colleen Williams Rainey. Miss Rainey, welcome to the Voices of an Author. We're so happy to have you here with the RiseHer Network, celebrating you and the work that you have penned. Now, for those who do not know about the Voices of an Author, it's simply what it is titled, The Voices of an Author. Each week, you will hear the actual voice of an author that has penned a book. So many times we read books and we pick up tones and we pick up the personalities and we
Mhm.
find ourselves questioning what were they going through? Why did they write that? Oh my God, is that about them? Well, I felt it was only befitting for the audience to now be able to actually meet and hear the actual voices of an author.
Right.
And I am so excited to have Miss Colleen with us on today. Hey, Miss Colleen, how you doing?
I'm fine, Ms. V. How are you? Thank you so much for
I
having me.
You are more than welcome. Thank you for taking out the time to join us on
You're
tonight.
welcome.
So come on, let's tell the audience about who you are.
I am Colleen Williams Rennie. I'm from Boston, Mass. I have one son and three stepsons, and I'm an author. I'm an advocate for domestic violence and sexual abuse. I'm also a soccer coach and a security guard. And that's all for now.
That's all for
For
now. Well,
now.
there's more to you because
Yes,
you
ma'am.
are woman. Huh? You
Yes,
are a
and
mother.
I am a woman.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So I heard you say that you are a soccer coach.
Yes.
So you like running up and down the field. So you're very active. You're an author. You are an advocate for sexual abuse, domestic violence, and your mom. But you like to run up and down the field with the kids.
Yes, I love soccer. I love teaching soccer. I love to see the happiness on the kids' face. I love when they score something and they feel so good about themselves. It
Mhm.
just makes me feel good that they're happy. So I love soccer. I've always loved soccer.
Awesome. Awesome. So let me ask you a question. You said that you are an advocate for sexual abuse victims and domestic abuse. What caused you to enter into that arena of being an advocate for these areas of injustice?
When I was 9, I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. So when I was 9, I was a victim of sexual abuse in Trinidad. And when I came to America, all my relationships was domestic violence. And I know what it was like when I didn't have anybody to advocate for me. So in turn, I'm just like so happy and blessed that I was able to get out of these situations. So now I'm advocating for other women who can't speak for themselves or who can't help themselves get out of it. So that's what I'm really there for, to just give them a voice, just to listen, give them an ear to listen, or let them know what I did and how I got out of it so they can do the same.
Awesome. So you are literally living out what we say all the time, shattering
Yes.
glass ceilings and unmuting your voice.
Yes, I am.
So, the age of 9, very unfortunate.
Yes.
Yet it is somewhat common for
Yes.
young girls to enter into womanhood without desiring
Yes.
to enter into womanhood. Now, so I'm going to ask you a question. How did that situation that you endured, that pain, that mistrust, because now you've learned not to trust anyone.
Right.
Now you've learned how to be a survivor.
Yes.
Now you've learned how to be a fighter.
Yes.
um how did that shape your growing up into tweens and teens, because you were a baby
Yes.
when you were violated? How did that shape you in your mindset, in the way you even looked at yourself?
Well, I was 9, so I was in Trinidad, and I didn't know. Of course, I didn't know any better. My mom left me with some people she called her friends, which was just the neighbors. So that happened, and I was there for like 4 years. And when I came to America, I was 13, and I tried to tell her, but they always say in the islands that's supposed to happen, or I know, like it's okay. It wasn't okay for me because I didn't know anything about that. I was an adult before my time. I wasn't ready to be an adult. So I was trying to tell my mom, like, okay, mom, this is what happened. And she just kept brushing it off. And then when I started going to middle school up here, I'm hearing kids talking about it. And I'm like, wow, that happened to me too. But we're young, we're kids. Children always lie. That's what they say. So nobody wanted to believe me. And I made up my mind. Someone is going to hear my story. Someone has to. And for me to hear other kids talking about it, they needed help too. So I couldn't do nothing in middle school. I couldn't do anything in high school. When I got to college, when I was 21, I was in college, and I just made up my mind. I'm going to be a voice. Someone is going to hear me. Till today, my mother still doesn't want to hear it, but I'm still helping others, and I'm still reaching out, and I'm letting people know this is what I did. This is how I did it. And it's not your fault. Don't blame yourself. Well, now I know back then the parents didn't know anything. So, you really can't blame them because they were trying to be parents themselves. So that was, for me, that was like, it was hard for me, even being in relationships, even being married. It's like, a lot of men don't understand what someone has been through. So you have to like learn to trust again, learn to love again, and just make sure that person doesn't do anything that was just repeated, like no more triggers. So I mean, I'm 50 and it's still, when I hear about it, I just still cringe because people are still going through it and people still need someone to talk to. So I'm here for that.
I'm so sorry that you had to endure that at a young age. I'm sorry that when you did say something, you were not believed. For a adult that runs into a child, or for an adult who still has not acknowledged what they went through because they
Mhm.
may have gone through some of the same things that you have endured.
Yes. Yeah.
What would you suggest so that they are able to overcome? They're able to come out of the shadows of the fear. They're able to come out of the shadows of shame so that they can be able to move on and move forward with a prosperous life. What advice would you give them?
I let them know it's not their fault. They're not the only one. There's other people that want to hear their story. Don't ever, ever, ever blame yourself. That's one thing. It's like, well, I should have never did this, or I should have never been there, or I should have never worn that. No, we were kids. We were victims. These adults knew what they were doing. They took advantage, and don't ever blame yourself. So that's my suggestion. Like, reach out for help. I don't care how old you are. There's help out there on the internet. Make Google your best friend, and you will get help.
Wow. And number one thing that I know is very hard, but it's really needed is you have to forgive those who hurt you.
Yes, they're forgiven. I forgive them for they did not know what they have done.
Yes, yes. A lot of people, they always say, I'll forgive you, but I'll never forget it. Well,
Yeah.
that's not true forgiveness. Because if you truly forgive, you're going to put that in the back of your mind and you're not going to think of it anymore. And when we hold on to unforgiveness, we're actually locking ourselves up. And
Yes. Yeah.
I say it all the time. We're placing
Mm-hmm.
ourselves in those glass ceilings
Colin, stop.
and we're not allowing
Mhm.
ourselves to get out, and we have to shatter those glass ceilings so that we can move forward in our lives. And that means sometimes we have to forgive those, well, not sometimes, all the time.
All the
We
time.
have to forgive those who mistreated us,
Yes.
those who violated us and hurt us. So I
Yes.
thank you for taking that step of not only freeing yourself, but being a voice to free other women, other girls, and even little boys, because boys and men, they are being abused also,
Hmm.
just as women are. So I
Yes.
thank you for being that voice saying, hey, I need you to rise. I need you to
Yes.
come on because I'm here helping you. Whatever you need to do to take this step, I'm here with you.
Yes.
So you already kind of tapped into when it was that you allowed your voice to be heard, but when was it that you knew I have a voice? I'm going to share my voice. And it doesn't matter to me if you all believe me. It doesn't matter to me if you hear me. It doesn't matter. I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and there's nobody that can shut my mouth again.
Yes. I remember I was in Fisher Junior College, and I'm this strong accent from Trinidad, and they didn't understand me. And I'm learning English and business administration, and it was an all girls college. So they was just like, okay, something is wrong. And I was like, I didn't want nobody to talk to me, I didn't want nobody to touch me. And I just let it out. And I didn't mean it, but it just came out. And I'm like, listen, this is what happened to me. And it's not like I don't want to be, I just want to be alone. Then when we were in the cafeteria on a round table, every single one of those girls went through the same thing. All of us was from somewhere different. And I'm like, what? Okay, so wait a minute. Now that I talked, they talked. So if they're gonna talk, somebody else is gonna talk. And
Mhm.
we started that at Fisher Junior College, went to Emmanuel College, and ever since that, I just kept going. Every chance I get, prisons, jails. Now I'm gonna target high schools and colleges
Mhm.
because it has to start somewhere. I know
Yeah.
it's a little too, I don't want to touch elementary yet, but I'm gonna start with middle schools and let them know good touch, bad touch. If you're being touched, don't keep your mouth shut. You have to open your mouth. You may not be able to tell somebody at home, tell your counselor. You got to tell somebody
Yes.
because too often, just like you said, we keep it in and we're just like this, and it's like we have to let it out. We got to be free in order for us to just rise up and be the woman that we're supposed to be.
Yes. Yes. Awesome. Awesome. Now, what in your personal story would you feel that would help change the trajectory of another person's life?
In my story, in I Am Woman, I talked about it's time to take a stand. And I really feel like it's time for us to take a stand for many reasons. Right now, if we see something happening, everybody takes out a camera. Nobody does anything. You're on Facebook, you're talking about it, you're commenting, but nobody's doing anything while this person is being touched or raped or so it's time for us to take a stand, whether it's sexual abuse, whether it's domestic violence. We got to take a stand. And if we don't stand for something, we'll fall for anything. So
Yes.
that's where I came up with that. We have to stand up, not just one. We all have to stand up together. We have to do it together. That's the only how it's going to get done. And we can't be scared.
Awesome. Now, what are some ways when you say everyone takes out their phones, but no one is doing anything about it? What are three ways that you would recommend that people get involved, even when they're afraid to get involved? Um, because they don't want to get hurt, but what are some ways that people can help?
Ways people can help, like, um one, do not touch the person, do not get in between. You can get stabbed, you can get shot, you can be the one that get killed, but you can always pull to the side and call the police and describe the person. This is what happening. Me, I stay kind of far off and then I observe everything, and if I see her by herself, I go ask her, you okay? Do you need any help? My area is great. Courthouse is right there, police station is right there. Plus, I have a lot of brochures that I walk with, and it's also in my head. So, listen, here's my card. I'm an advocate. If you need any help, you let me know. I do this, I do that. But got to be careful. Some women don't even want the help, because
Mm,
when you get the men arrested, they want to cry. They don't like you. They hate you. They want to fight for the man to come back out to do the same thing again. So it's not everybody that really wants to help, but as long as you do your part, you're safe. I know I had no one to help me. So I know, like, anytime I see it, it's like I want to, because I remember when I was that woman. I remember when I was there, when I was, and I had no help. And so I know some women need it, and I'm just want to be that person to help them.
yes, awesome. So tell us about a book that you have penned. Do you have an excerpt that you can read to us from the book?
Ye- Yes, I do. My last book I wrote is from, it's my book is called From Bitter and Broken to Beautiful and Blessed. So
Okay.
it's basically where I came from to
Hmm.
where I am now. But before I read that, I wanted to say to whoever's listening, let me tell you about this lady. Her name is Miss V, right? I call her Miss V. So her name is Miss Verlisa, and I met her in March. And this woman has been in my inbox, text, messenger, and she just, I don't know if it's a grew, but she just molded me into this woman I am today. She's never too busy for me. She's always there for me. And one thing she told me, no matter what, always choose you. And I'll never forget that. And that's what I want to read from my book. And the reason why I chose that is because too many of us women, we choose men, we choose boyfriends, we choose baby daddies, we choose everybody else, and we never choose ourselves. So this one is called I Choose Me. Look at me now. I never thought I would make it this far. I am here, right where I need to be. I cannot let you or anyone take that away from me. I have cried, I have been hurt, but I held on tight to that rope. I wanted to give up because I had no hope. I have listened and learned. This happiness I have earned. I am not there anymore. I'm not looking back, left or right. My focus is straight. My future is too bright. I am at that place where I need to be. And nobody, I mean, nobody can take that away from me. When you wake up in the morning, you have a choice. I choose to be happy. I choose to let the positive things control my life. I choose to live. I have so much to give. I choose to move on. I choose to stop hurting and start living. I have allowed myself to hurt for too long. It's time to be strong. Time to rise to the occasion, not letting anything stop me. Letting go was the best thing I could have done. Walking away was even better. It gives you a peace of mind to look ahead. I am saved. I am blessed. I am no longer stressed. Do you see me? Do you remember where I was? I was disappointed. Now I'm anointed. My exes got busted. They couldn't be trusted. I felt so disgusted. But look at where I am. I keep telling you, all my God had a plan. And that's me choosing me. And
Yeah.
I had to highlight Miss V.
Oh,
Had to, because you remind me who I was. You
oh,
always remind me of that. So I'll never forget that.
girl, you trying to make me cry
You
on
can cry
here.
later.
Thank
You
thank
can
you so
cry later.
much for acknowledging me. But you know what? At the beginning and end of the day, we are supposed to be each other's sisters. And
Yes.
I'm like the mama of the group.
Yes.
I'm the
Yes.
mama of
Yeah.
the group. And so I want all of my daughters, all of my babies, all of my
Yes.
sisters. I want you all to be well.
Yes.
Um, I don't want you all looking at yourselves through the lenses of circumstances or the lenses of situations that are not becoming of you.
Yes.
You're not who other people say you are. You're who
Yes.
you say you are. And
Exactly.
even if you have been um if you have been made to feel that you are less than,
Hmm.
I always stress, I need you to say and look yourself in the mirror and say who you desire yourself to be.
Yes.
until you start believing it. And when you believe it, you have to remind yourself, because there are going to be some good days and there are going to be some bad days.
Yes, I
You
remember
know,
that.
like I share with you all the time. I have to pull myself up out of it. I have to remind myself who I am and whose I am.
Yes,
You
yes,
know, because they're not going to, the people that you think will build you up, they may not always be there to build you up. They may
exactly.
not always be there to pat you on your back. So guess what? At the beginning and end of the day, who has to be their own cheerleader? You do.
Yep.
Yes. And when you start cheering yourself on, when you start making it do what it do, I'm quick to say that. Let's make it do what it do. When you start making it do what it do, guess what? Everybody else, they have to take notice of it.
Yes.
Whether they tell you or not, they have to take notice of it.
Well, they're
But what
noticing.
yeah, they have to.
Yes.
It's no denying it. It is what it is. You walk with your head up.
Held high. Yes.
You know what a lot of people um get confused with, it's not the beauty of a thing that makes us who we are. It's the ugly of the ugly that
Mm.
made us who we are.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I
Mm-hmm.
say that? When you hear someone's success story, or you hear somebody is on the top of their plateau, like they'll say, Colleen is a beast. She goes slap in on that. I mean, she all the way in on it. They'll say, Colleen is a queen. She goes straight in on that. It's when it has gotten tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Oh
when it's
gosh.
gotten dirty. It is
Yes.
when you've had to get gritty that you gained your strength. That's
Yes.
where you gained your wisdom. That's where you learned your lessons.
Yes.
And so like I always say, never be dismayed of your small beginning.
Mm.
Never be ashamed
Right.
of your history or your past,
Mm.
because that is what made you
Where
be
you are
the
today.
woman that you are today.
Yes, it is. That's
But
true.
it's some stuff that you done been through. It's some stuff that I've been through. That people, if they went through what we went through, wouldn't be
Exactly.
here on earth now.
Exactly.
Yes, yes. So I am so proud of you because, like you said,
Thank
like you
you.
shared, we met each other in March, and to now, you have blossomed.
I know. I see
Oh
it.
my God,
I see it.
you have blossomed like never before, and I'm a proud mama. I
Yes, you are.
am very proud,
I be
and
telling my
all
husband, Miss B this, Miss B that, but all the time. Like, yes, I serious. Like we talked about me. We talked about stop calling yourself these names. And
yes,
just and I feel like it. And the word I am woman, the moment we wrote that book, I had to become exactly what I wrote. We can't
yes,
be teaching others about rising and we have no confidence and we just no, we got to be exactly who we say we are and exactly what we're promoting, and that's who I am today. I am woman.
yes,
Thanks to Miss
yes,
B.
yes, girl. I'm gonna have to do the spoken word. Snap, snap. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. Awesome. So, if you were a book and someone turned a couple pages and they came to a portion of the book that had encouraging words, what would your encouraging words be to that person reading your book? You're the
Perseverance.
book.
Perseverance. Keep going no matter what she's been through. She fell down, she didn't stay down, she bounced right back up, and that's it. Perseverance, resilience. That's exactly every page they turn. It's about standing strong, it's about getting back up, it's about not giving up. And you're gonna keep seeing scriptures like, oh my gosh, is she serious? Yep. A scripture here, a scripture there. Because that's me. I trust in God. I take everything to him. Whatever I can't handle, I lay it at his feet and I just keep on moving. That's
Ah,
exactly what they're gonna see.
awesome. Awesome. Now, you said something key. Whatever you can't handle, you give it to God, you lay it at his feet, and that's it.
You do not
Well,
take it back.
well, for many of us, it's not that easy.
Yes.
For many, we lay it at his feet, but before we even walk away from his feet, we done picked it back up.
Yes, yes.
So give us some nuggets on how we just leave it at his feet and we don't pick it back up.
Because I think you have to understand the God who is God. Once you understand who he is and who you belong to, it's, to me, it's simple, because he's our everything. He's our healer, he's our friend, he's our father, he's our comforter. Speaking of, when she was talking about grief, anything you're going through, just take it to God. Leave it there. It sounds easy, like you're just leaving it in the corner. It's fine with me, because whatever I'm going through today, he's gonna have to handle that tonight so I can sleep. He's gonna be up anyway, so he's gonna work on it. And trust me, weeping may, what to say, weeping may come in the night, but joy comes in the morning.
Yes, weeping may endure for a night,
Endure for a night,
but joy is gonna
come
come
in
in
the
the
morning.
morning. Yes,
He will take care of you.
yes,
Just have to have faith. You gotta, don't just say you have faith, because faith without work is dead. So
yes,
you gotta do it. If you want to change like me, look where you brought me from in March. Look at me, crying, complaining, nagging. Look at me. So if you can do it for me, what else what can God do? And
yes.
I'm just beginning.
Yes, yes. Well, you make me proud, and I
Thank
know
you.
all of your sisters that were a part of this book
Yes.
collaboration. You are making them proud too,
Yes, yes, yes.
because you have definitely blossomed like never
Yes,
before. Yes.
yes. Thank you.
So we are now at the end of this episode.
Yes.
So, could you please let the audience know how they can find out more about Miss Colleen Williams Rainey? How can they connect with you? How can they receive a copy of your books?
So I am on Facebook, Colleen Williams Rennie. I'm on Instagram, Colleen Williams Rennie. And my book, From Bitter and Broken to Beautiful and Blessed, is on Amazon.com. My book, Blinded by Love, is also on Amazon.com. And I Am Woman paperbacks are coming very soon. So you will be able to get those very soon. Keep it locked. Colleen Williams Rennie, Instagram, Facebook. Let's connect.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Colleen,
You're
for
more
being
than
our
welcome.
featured guest on
Thank you
Voices
for
of an
having me.
Author with Be Wearing. This is the conclusion of this episode of Voices of an Author featuring Colleen Williams Rainey. If you would like to be a featured author on the Voices of an Author with V Waring, please contact me at verlisa.waring at the RiseHer Network.com. Until we see each other again, you all have a wonderful night and thank you.
Thank you for having me.